roar echoing from the forest at night could one day become a luxurious. Have you ever imagined that the terrifying, once the nightmare of farmers, wild boars flavor on a dinner table? Boars are now raised as a living treasure, carrying with them the sweetness and raw wilderness of the deep forest. Are we truly learning to live in harmony with nature, or simply locking it inside a more sophisticated cage? But behind that glittering image lies a haunting question. In the memories of many Asian farmers, nothing. Back in the old days, it was the call of the wild boar, a beast covered in thick bristles, armed with long, sharp tusks, and weighing more than 150 kilograms. It was more terrifying than the roar echoing from the edge of the forest at night. Once it charged, its speed could reach up to 40 kilometers per hour. It would tear through cornfields, destroy sweet potato gardens, and if it encountered a person, it was ready to attack without a moment's hesitation. In the eyes of humans, the wild boar was the embodiment of tamed. But times have changed. What was once a source of fear has now turned into an opportunity. Chaos and danger. A creature that could never be controlled, nor rows of cold concrete pens, but semi-wild spaces with trees. In China, special farms have begun to emerge. Not the kind where industrial chickens are crammed together. Soil, mud, and shade, designed to mimic the forest environment and strengthen their muscles through every natural movement. There, wild boars are raised, yet their primal instincts remain intact. They dig into the ground to search for roots. They fight, gather. The result? A cleaner source of meat. Nutrition, and most importantly, a taste that carries the essence of nature. This is not domestication. This is coexistence. Humans provide direction, while the animal continues to live true to its primal instincts. With less medication, fewer antibiotics, richer nutrients. By the 7th or 8th month, they begin to change. However, raising wild boars has never been an easy task. Males grow sharp tusks, their muscles bulge, their eyes turn wary, survival instincts awaken. They challenge each other in fierce clashes. They test the fences, pushy, sometimes even aggressive. Hormones surge and raise them since birth. Against humans, and at times even charge straight at the very person who arrives to defend their young. Females become extremely protective, ready to risk their lives, no longer just that of a caretaker. At this stage, a farmer's role, they become a manager of wild animals. Feeding schedules must be adjusted to prevent conflicts. The dominant males, 100 kilograms, weighing over 150, sometimes even 300, have to be separated. Health checkups turn into dangerous missions, requiring long poles, tranquilizers, and specialized mobile pens. Walking into a safe place. Even transportation demands skill. You can't just lead a wild boar onto a truck. You have to lure it, trick it, make it believe it could. And when a wild boar manages to escape, it's not just about economic loss. It turns into a real disaster. Fences, sometimes. That's why these farms are like fortresses, double-layered entire area. Electrified, watchtowers overseeing this beast of the deep forest will remind humans that it was never a tame barnyard pig. Drones and AI sensors tracking behavior 24/7. Because with just one mistake, so why do people choose such a risky path? The answer lies in one word: value. For athletes, dieters, and the health conscious. Rich in iron, zinc, and B vitamins, boosting energy and immunity. Wild boar meat isn't like regular pork. High in protein, low in fat, low in cholesterol, ideal for essence, a taste that simply can't be replicated in industrial farms. And above all, a unique flavor. Bold, slightly sweet, with an earthy woodland. In upscale restaurants across China, wild boar is crafted into countless dishes, from traditional hot pot stews to modern fusion creations. In rural markets, it's tied to strength, vitality, and even spiritual meaning. Energy, helping restore vigor and stamina. Traditional medicine, wild boar meat is believed to carry powerful yang energy. Today, you can order wild boar with just a single click. Frozen cuts arrive with a QR code for traceability. Even a video showing how the animal was raised. From once being a creature of the wild boar has now become a luxury brand. Wild boar meat is the very animals that once spread fear in the darkness are now turned into a brand, tagged, becoming a luxury item on the dining tables of the elite. Labeled, sealed in cold packaging, and neatly displayed in modern supermarkets. Lies a heavy question. Have we truly domesticated the wild boar? Or are we? And yet behind that glittering facade, like a commodity to satisfy our desires. Are we merely trying to cage its instincts, turning raw wilderness into a Semi-wild farming means boars don't have to endure the cramped, brutal conditions. Supporters will say, raising instead of hunting helps protect wild populations and lowers the risk of extinction. Antibiotics causes less pollution and could even be a sustainable path of industrial livestock. This model is greener, uses fewer and future. For the free promise. At first glance, it sounds like a beautiful story. But how many farms truly have the patience and responsibility to create a genuine, semi-wild environment for them? Or will it all fall back into the same old cycle, where profit outweighs everything? Watched by electric fences, by AI cameras, by human hands. They dig, they fight, but every movement is confined. The truth is, even when raised in a so-called artificial forest, wild boars are never truly free. They are. The line between respect and oppression can sometimes be as thin as a thread, lined within a larger cage. From an ethical standpoint, this is a fragile boundary. Are we truly coexisting with nature, or just finding a newer, more sophisticated way to control it? And the real question is not for the wild boars, but for us, the ones who believe we're smart enough to decide the fate of another species. Forest's edge, the roar of a wild boar was a nightmare. It signaled destroyed crops, farmers facing in the past on the forest ruin or even death. Today at a lavish banquet table, under glittering lights and the clinking of crystal glasses, wild boar meat is celebrated as a delicacy, a source of pride, a symbol of wealth and power. The door to green, sustainable agriculture, at least on paper. A creature that once embodied chaos has become proof of human ingenuity and ambition. A beast that once spread fear now opens. But perhaps the truth lies somewhere between those two extremes. We have never fully mastered nature. We are only living within a temporary truce. A wild boar never truly becomes a domestic pig, and humans have a fragile balance between wild instinct and the need to survive. But whichever side you choose, the question remains. You may see wild boar meat as a rare delicacy. You may see it as a sin, an exploitation of nature. Are we moving closer to a sustainable agriculture? Or are we just repeating this? And you, the one watching this video, how will you answer the same old cycle? Taming, exploiting, then destroying, sweetness and the scent of the deep forest? Would you dare to believe this model could be the future of humanity? Or is it just a fleeting experiment destined to collapse? Would you dare to taste the meat that carries both sweets? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to keep joining me on these unexpected journeys into how humans and nature confront each other, subscribe. Don't forget to like and turn on the notification bell. Because today's story, as humans are choosing to treat this world. And perhaps the bigger question isn't, should we farm wild boars? But rather, in our wild boars isn't just about one species. It's a mirror reflecting how we race to conquer nature. Are we slowly losing ourselves?